Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our topic is the extractions of metals. In our past video, we saw the introduction to metals. We discussed a simple introduction on the concept of metals, how they occur on our Earth's surface. So today, let's move on to the properties of metals. In this video, we'll start seeing the various properties of metals. But before that, let's see a simple introduction towards that metals are known to have a greater tendency to lose electrons in the course of which they go into a solution as ions. So from there, you can get that metal therefore can be defined as an element which can ionize by electron loss. So any element that can ionize, simply that is losing of electron and combine, or it can get involved in the reaction with the other element is what we call a metal. Now, a number of electrons lost per atom is what we call the valence of the metal. And the ions that are carried are the ones that represent an equal number of positive charges. Take an example, sodium. Sodium, it ionizes to one electron, that is, it loses simply one electron, so thus it is univalent. Magnesium, it ionizes by 2, that is divalent, and the aluminum, that is ionizes by 3, that is trivalent. So a number of such electrons that are lost by all these elements or atoms is the valence of the given metal or element, and the ion carries an equal number of the positive charges. Now, the following are just few of the important chemical properties of metals, starting with the first one. Simply metals, they react with oxygen to form oxides. So this is one of the important chemical properties of metals. Metals, they react to form, they react with oxygen to form the oxides. Take an example, magnesium burns in air to form magnesium oxide. Now, when these metal oxides when the metals they react with oxygen after forming these metal oxides. These metal oxides are bases, which means they react with water to form alkaline solution and with the acids to form salts. The second important chemical property of metals is that metals form positive ions when they ionize. Consider the ionization of sodium, magnesium, and aluminum in the above equations, which we have seen in the other page. This one, the ionization of sodium, magnesium, and aluminum, considering these three, uh, so they result into sodium ion, magnesium ion, and aluminum ions, respectively. However, there are some exceptions to some metals. Take an example, hydrogen. This is simply a non-metal which forms positive ions in solution. So this is only exception in this kind of case. Now let's see the difference between the physical and the chemical strengths of metals. What do we mean when we say physical and the chemical strengths of metals? So here we'll see what do they mean and how they can be differentiated from one another. But we have to know that the physical strength is very different from the chemical strength of metals. The physical strength, this simply is the tensile strength, uh, the tensile strength of the metal. There are metals with high tensile strength. Take an example, iron, copper, and aluminum, while the other metals like sodium and potassium, they have low tensile strength. And when we talk about the chemical strength, this is the reactivity of the metals. Sodium and potassium, they have very low tensile strength, but they are the strongest metals chemically. Simply from there that they react rapidly with the other elements. Now, the sodium and the potassium, they are very weak physically, as we said before. Simply this sodium is very soft metal and it can be cut easily with a knife, and it also has a melting point of 98 degrees. It is so light that it floats on water, but it reacts immediately with the water, forming an alkaline solution. And when it freshly cut, it has a silver crystal but rapidly vanishes due to its reaction with the atmospheric carbon dioxide and moisture. And when we see about potassium, this is white metal with the crystal. It emits at 63 degrees. Like sodium before, this potassium also is a very light metal. It can also float on water, with which it reacts to form an alkaline solution. However, these both of them, sodium and potassium, are among the strongest metals chemically, since these metals are very reactive and they are always found combined with the other elements. Now, the metals are so reactive that they combine with any non-metal nearby. These two, they never occur free in nature. Both this sodium and potassium are so reactive that they have to be stored under oil to prevent them from coming into contact with water and the air, simply because they react quickly. Now, the compounds of this sodium and potassium are quite abundant in nature. So there you have it. We've simply seen just few of the very important properties of the chemical properties of metals. We've seen the difference between the physical strength and the chemical strength of metals. So I hope it's clear, guys. Thank you for listening. In our next video, we'll move on to further subtopics in this topic, extractions of metals. Thank you.